Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. And that's right my friends, you guessed it. Today we're constructing a giant hole in the side of a mountain. Don't worry my friends, don't worry, I am messing with you. We're constructing a mob farm and it might look familiar if you saw the last season of Hermitcraft and remember this farming area that we had constructed. We went with this awesome, very productive concept using scaffolding, and then midway through the season, the game updated and mobs no longer spawned on scaffolding, rendering the farm here completely useless. But of course, there's no reason this concept couldn't work again, just using a different material that the mobs can spawn on. So inside of this mountain here, that's where I did all the digging you saw in the intro. Now up the top here we have the redstone that controls the contraption. This is actually heavily optimized to get the best rates out of this farm. That's something that we'll have to remember for later as we're going to do some modifications down at the bottom area. Anyway, let's jump into this spot right here. We're now inside of the farm and I wanted to activate this thing and then watch all of the torches pop off the edges. I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a replay mod thing. But what I realized is that I forgot to fill up these buckets with water. What I realized, or should have said remembered, is that when the farm is off, which it currently is, the clock above isn't running, the water would be spread out. So that means that no mobs would be able to spawn up here, which is a decent way to do a mob farm. So I now have to get down to the next floor. Can I do it? No! No! Oh my god! I thought I was going to like zip straight into the next floor. Dang. Okay, good thing I brought a lot of ender pearls with me. I think I have discovered the way in which to do this. Put a block. Oh, can I reach it? Yes. And then here. And this is where I'm going to fall back to. So what we have to do is waterlog the scaffold and then put the empty bucket in the dispenser and do that going downwards because that's the way that the signals come through the farm. So I just got to do this one floor at a time. Okay, we have one more floor to go. And then when we back up here... yeah, it's become suddenly very, very dark now that all the torches are gone. Let's drop down to the bottom area, hold down shift. And then we are going to ender pearl through this gap to safety. And you can see that there's some redstone down there. That's when I realized that it's probably useful to see this spot right here with the magma blocks, because this is where the mobs are going to land. They will drop over 40 blocks. And then if they have any enchantments to keep them alive, the magma will deal additional damage. Now what usually happens next is that you build a collection system with hopper minecarts, and because of the diagonal nature of this, it was kind of awkward, and so I set myself a challenge to do this without any hopper minecarts. So I've been tinkering, and I think the way to do this is with water to collect the items. But it shall be somewhat of a challenge, because of course the water can prevent the mobs that fall down here from taking any damage at all. So I'm not actually sure if the next phase of this is possible. We're going to try and figure out the timing of the redstone together. So we need the water to be around for as little time as possible, which is why I put multiple dispensers in these positions here, so they can flow out and push items through the gap on this side without taking up a large amount of space. I think the way to think about this is as follows. Like, it takes time for the water to spread, but if it's only got to go as far as that, then it's going to spend less time spreading out. So next we get to focus on the observer right here, and if we look upwards, well, we can't see what's going on up there. So I've pillared up, placed a torch to make it a little easier to see this part. The bit above though, it's really dark. That's the last platform. You can kind of make out the water. And there's actually an observer here. So the signals that power each of the floors continues onto this redstone, onto this piston, and will push this wall block back and forth. That wall block comes all the way down here so we can bring a redstone signal to the bottom that is synchronous with the floors above. And then from here, I'm basically making it all up, right? Like, I'm going to get my signal out of this, and then I've got to figure out how to translate it into the powering of these buckets so that they can dispense the water and then retract it back in again. So back up to the top of the farm we must go and turn this thing on for the very first time. This is exciting because I've been lighting up even more caves. Do you remember the giant sphere from the last episode? It's based on an AFK spot inside of my base. And the entirety of this mob farm is inside the sphere, so it's going to run just fine. But I've also done another round going around just trying to find little caves and stuff to light up. So I'm hoping that the rates here are going to be decent. Now, bear in mind that when I'm underneath the farm, the caves are not actually optimized for me being in this position. But immediately we can see great success. And if you're wondering about the chicken, well, of course, chicken jockeys can spawn in here. And things are falling down around me right now. It feels a little precarious, but let's grab some redstone. The first thing that I want is just a visual indicator of like when our redstone is going to arrive, because now I can kind of look and see when are the mobs going to land. Although maybe no more are actually going to land while I'm down here. So good news, more mobs did land, and I figured out the redstone, but I actually needed to come back up the top here and change the timing of all of this. So let's watch the water come out to the edge, right? So currently the water isn't flush at the bottom. Then it's going to reach the bottom platform. And it's not until the water starts to disappear, that then we see the water at the bottom flush out. And it finishes flushing, okay, just before the water comes to the edge here. This will all probably need some further tweaks in the future. And yes, spiders hit the walls, so I might have to come in here and modify the size of the whole contraption. But it is getting the job done, so it's not perfect, but let's go down to the bottom. Here we can see the redstone and evidence that this is working. There's a bunch of drops here in the middle. Anyway, we made use of the copper bulb here because I only need a single every other time this gets powered. So that's what's that doing. And when we do get that signal, we put it into a comparator decay clock, which can create 2 signals out of the one that we get from here. These are what activates the buckets. So buckets get activated, this thing stops, and then they get retracted. Like I said, there'll be tweaks and things to this system in the future, but the next challenge is to now get all of these items into a single water stream. And we can do that like this. We're going to use this white glass to sort of lay out an area where some water sources are going to guide the items next. I should also point out something that's probably been really obvious, that we have slabs at this level here, and we also have them where the buckets are. Yeah, apparently I missed them on this side over here, but around on this side you can see all the slabs are in place. I think I can fix that from here. Bam, there we go. Okay, back to the task at hand. This is all fun and games, but now I've got to place water right next to where there's redstone. So, how to do this without creating an absolute mess? I think I can just aim at the edge of that block. And there it goes. Now let's go and do that again in this one. And I've immediately discovered a flaw that I wasn't aware of, but I think it can be fixed. So because the water stream flew straight into the block, the items in it wouldn't go left or right. The idea was to bring them all over to somewhere around here, and I flipped this. So now we have a water source in this space, and you can see immediately it will split and going either direction, and give any items that end up in the water stream a path to these spots. So now, very precariously, I'm going to break and place. Oof. Don't want that water spilling down here on our redstone. And then the next trick will be to have some water streams further down below so they can fall through here, get unified into one space, and go off to storage. But you know what? I've had my fun with this one for now, and I've been up to other things on the server. So let's jump around and come back here later in the video, and then we can see how successful this mob farm has been. Let's now cast our mind back to last episode where we built a bamboo farm and got an extraordinary amount of copper together to be smelted in a temporary furnace setup. It's done its job, and now behind here we've got like a massive stockpile of fuel. But as you know, I'll be tearing this down soon and we'll be adding more auto crafting. Anyway, it took an overnight session of AFKing and it's been a great success. But things have gotten a little out of control back here at the base. Yeah, you saw this in the beginning of the video, I guess. Every block here also has an oxidized one underneath it. We've still got some sheep hanging out right here in the middle. And I've got to collect all of this stuff. And we've got all of this too. It is absolutely ridiculous that all of this has been done organically. Yep, no farms involved, just mining. And speaking of mining, a few live streams back, I took on a wither to see if we could figure out how to fight it to farm cobbled deep slate. This was an idea that Tango had in one of his episodes, and we're actually going to hook up with Tango and show him how it's done. But first, the live stream. So, if you don't know the plan is to get stuff. And drinking the strength straight away, not sure is the best idea. This ain't going to take 5 minutes. Plus, we've got to keep an eye on how long the tunnel actually is. It's a good point. This might not be like the longest tunnel. Dude, look at me. Look at me. Oh, he's going up. Don't go up. Come. Oh, this is what happened to Tango, isn't it? That's right. Right, maybe now you've withered me, you're going to... Hey! We're doing it. Come on! That's it. That's it. Do that. Do that again. And again. Oh, dude, this guy. What if I give him a little love tap each time? Come on, that's it. I'm fighting you with my fist. This is how... Oh, there we go. Oh, he's on me now, isn't he? No, he stopped. Come on! This is really slow. I thought this would be entertaining. There we go. Gotta give him little love taps. Hey, when this guy goes down to the next level, it might get a little easier, so... Right, there we go. Now you have to come down to my level. Keep attacking me, please. Why do you stop? Are you like the world's softest wither? Come on, keep your eye on me, man. I have to tell you what to do. I'm down here. You're useless. I'm literally hugging you. Oh my god. Do your job. Break blocks. Oh, this is the worst wither ever. This is the wimp wither. That's what I got, the wimp wither. Look, I'm literally touching you. Oh, you are useless. Break things already. I think the punching, actually, the punching is what's doing it, isn't it? Look at that. You just got to punch it each time. I think punching it is forcing it. I took it out by punching it. Oh, so funny. Right, and how much stuff did we get? Like how, look at this. Right, we've got to count the amount of cobble that we got from that. Right, we got, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stacks of cobble. Yeah, it took a moment for it all to click, but that is the trick. Just punching the wither causes it to explode the blocks around it.
Now apparently you know a way of doing this, right? So where it's gonna actually keep exploding the deep slate?
Yeah. So I saw you and Gem fighting the wither. You're trying to get cobblestone.
Disaster, yeah.
It isn't going too well.
No.
There's going to be an interesting element of what we do together today, which I will take on the risk. Decked out in netherrack and all. You will be safe. Do not worry.
Okay. I like the safe part because I lost the full set of gear last time. Yeah, and I was reading some comments that are like, oh, you have to keep hitting him or damaging him because that's what makes him
That's
do
exactly
the thing.
it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to, you know.
Okay, now are you in front and I'm behind, or how does this work? Are we?
This is the thing. Like, once we get him down to half health and you do the punching, I could try and sneak behind and pick up some cobble and see if he pays attention to you instead of me.
Because that seems like what you got to do. You got to have one guy who's the chasee and the other guy who's the picker-upper.
All right. I think we're good. I always feel like there's something you forget, but...
I know. It's always nervous.
Right. First thing, get the health down. Oh, there's diamonds here. Come on, buddy. I think it's easier just to use the bow here.
Yeah. I can't really help, unfortunately.
That's fine. I'm just getting it down halfway. Right, then I need to eat. So now you just start give him a tap and step back each time. You take over. Notice how each time you give him a slap, you can take over here.
Okay.
Give him a punch, and then walk back a little bit. And notice how it's after you've punched that he breaks blocks.
One explosion, yeah. Okay.
So then he's not going to do that again until you punch him again.
But then, like, when I did it, he started, like, floating up.
Yeah, that you got to keep the health under half. So use your sword and keep his health under
use the
half.
sword and do it, okay.
That's how you avoid the floating up bit.
Gotcha, okay.
Now, while you're doing that, I'm precariously digging around the side of you. Oh my god. Okay, I think I'm about to go into the area where the wither has blown stuff up. Let's see if he'll pay attention to me. Oh my god, this is creepy. Right, I'm picking up cobble. Loads. Oh no, he shot my way. Ooh. Right, is it on you?
It's on me, yeah. I'm kind of alternating between punches and then sword.
Yeah.
I don't want him to get too down. I'm gonna go punches now for a while.
I reckon as soon as I run out here, it's gonna see me. So keep your punches on it nice and tight right now.
Yep.
I'm standing behind. Yeah, he's shooting at me, so I got to hide. So if I had an invisibility, potion, I'd have no armor on. Are we doing good?
We're fine. We're fine. Yeah, he withered me.
Whew, right. The next thing I'm worried about is running out of that tunnel behind you. Because after that, it's like the cave's under my base.
Poor Hypno. Yeah, you chose a risky spot here.
Yeah, actually, it is a little close to all of my stuff. And it was at this point that FreeCam locked up my player. I was unable to move it. And when I went to log back in, of course, this happened. Tango, I'm here. I'm back. Run and hide. Oh, you killed it. Oh, my God. Dude, you're okay.
We're fine. I made it.
Thank goodness. I was worried because, like, I didn't want you to die again.
No, that would have been bad. Yeah.
So every now and then when I use FreeCam, it locks out my player and I can't move.
That's weird.
Yeah, and then when I logged out, I had invalid session, so I had to close everything down.
Of course, yeah.
Like, how else would this work, you know?
All right,
let's see how much. Yeah, here we go.
Let's see here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks for me.
Okay, I mean, and given that we just did it like I mean, if you really wanted to get serious about this, you would have done it a longer tunnel for sure.
Yeah, long tunnel, more potions. You know, 2 people decked out in netherite.
Okay. So it's all about the punching thing. I mean, that makes total sense. And it's not bad. As long as you alternate between sword and punching, you could go for quite a distance, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think the next step is for someone out there. I don't think I'll do this myself, but you know what the viewers are like. Someone out there will be interested. Like, seeing this method, because that took us about 4 minutes, you know?
Right.
There's some setup time, but this method versus the one we did last season, the chaos method. Like,
this
what
is way
gets you
better.
more?
Yeah, this is the way to get cobblestone. Yeah. I mean, to get the deep slate cobblestone, you can get so much of it if you're serious about it. Like,
it's safer too, isn't it? Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Do you need a lot of cobbled? Do you need a lot of cobbled stuff then?
I don't actually. Not this season, no, because I'm going with the steampunk thing. So it was more of a curiosity. Do you need some? You need a bunch, right?
No, I'm good. I don't think.
Sure?
What's
you can
this
have
here?
it.
Nah, you keep it,
That's
Tango.
what we just got.
You keep
sure?
it. I'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got. Oh wait, I have the star. I don't want to take your star. There you go.
Oh yeah. Okay, I can get a beacon.
That's actually kind of useful. Yeah. Well, cool. I appreciate it, X. This is good. And yeah, now if I ever need deep slate, I'm doing this again, just at a much bigger scale.
So while you were watching that, I was digging away all of these blocks, and here is the result. I mean, just an insane amount of this stuff. I can't believe this is all natural. Now, the AFK spot of our perimeter is somewhere around here, so while I've been in this room, that's a good time to test our mob farm. And now our camera count becomes immensely useful. We can see mobs spawning inside of the farm. There is plenty of places for that, and we can see them getting pushed out and falling down below. I reckon the water here is because a little bit of the redstone maybe got unloaded. But otherwise, it looks like the system is working. You can see it's got the flushing action there. Yeah, let's watch this again. Okay, mobs are falling down on this side. That's all looking good. And then they finish falling down, and there goes the flusher. So it has its flaws, and there are improvements to be made. But check this out. Like, this was like 25 minutes. And all of that up there too. This is definitely working. And I'm going to head up here to our redstone and fix the problem with the bucket over there soon. But you'll see that what I've done is where the water streams bring the items over here, is just drop them down into these water channels that bring them across to a very temporary storage system. So, a quick sales report. I'm obviously here to restock, but looks like my diamond thing backfired. But hey, we did make 12 diamonds, and we're going to make many, many more. But that's it from me this episode of Hermitcraft. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like. Thanks as always, and I'll see you soon in another one. Bye-bye.